Winds in Wyoming exceeding 75 miles an hour. Crazy windy driving. A couple other YouTube channels you need to check out. We'll talk about that. I was even featured in one. Thank you very much. Also, we have Sweet Maple, load updates, and so much more on this episode of
the Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live, fuzzy, and oh-so-sweet studio audience. Yep, you know where you love her. Joe can't live without her. It's Maple, the world-famous pancake dog. Hey, YouTube. Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. All right, today is Wednesday, the 10th of December. We just entered Utah a little bit ago from Wyoming. Oh my God, the winds today have been absolutely insane. The entire way from Cheyenne all the way to Evanston, they've had it closed to all vehicles under 40,000 pounds, high definition, high profile vehicles. And from Cheyenne to Laramie, it was all vehicles under 60,000 pounds gross weight. This load is 60,340 total weight. So it's just been insane. Yesterday, last night, coming into Cheyenne, I was at mile marker 29 in Nebraska, and a huge gust came up. I thought I was going over. It was frightening. And then there was another one about another 10 miles after that. Made it to Cheyenne. My wife came pick me up, got to run home, get a shower. And then after she dropped me back off, and I was going to try to make it to at least Laramie, maybe Rollins. Then it started snowing, sleeting, and it was like, yeah, no, I'm not going over the mountain pass with the wind and the sleet at night. No, thank you. So I had to stop just further down the road at the Big D in Cheyenne for the night. This morning, to let the sun come out for an hour or two, to let it melt whatever ice accumulated on the roadway before I went over the pass, and the winds have just been absolutely insane. When I was going through Laramie, they were showing between 41 and 65 miles an hour. Hello! So then after that, it started getting a little bit better the further west I went, but still right now they're up to like 38 miles an hour. This load's 26,000 pounds plus the truck and trailer. Like I say, total gross of around right over 60,000. And it's just, I feel like I've been wrestling a gorilla all day long. Of course, the Utah Port of Entry's open. Let's see if they have their pre-pass on, so I can avoid it. No, they obviously don't, because now I gotta go in. I don't know why the truck in front of me is bypassing it. All right, well, maybe they turned it off right after or turn it back on after I turn that sign. I don't know. I think probably just blowing by it. A lot of, especially all the illegal drivers, they just blow by the way stations. They don't even bother with them. That's why they don't tend to get caught as much as they should. Oh, and we've got more about that coming up later on. Laramie County Sheriff's Office pulled another illegal driver off the road with bald tires, 3 flat tires. He had no CDL, and now he's in jail. And we'll have all that coming up. But right now, we got to go through the way station. Well, they ended up just rolling me across. Just had to wait for all the trucks in front of me to get through there, but there. It's one thing. There's this other channel I want to mention, thatDOTcop, guy named Cole. If you haven't checked out his channel and you're a truck driver, you need to check out his channel. He is an actual DOT cop, and he does inspections on trucks all the time, and he has all these great videos about how to tips to avoid getting inspected, you know, the things you got to look for, yada yada yada, what they're looking for. And that's one thing I remember he said, and as I was rolling over the scale, I looked in and I even waved, because he said that's one thing that tips him off, is if you're just like, don't look at me, don't look at me, then you're probably going to get pulled around back. So that's one of the things that might get you pulled around back. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Come on, let me hit that button. There we go. It's too bouncy. When I got the new Viofo, it might come with this additional button where I can just do it right here. That'll be real handy. Because like I say, I do a lot of video content off my dash cam. Alright, so yeah, super windy today. I was very surprised this morning that only saw 2 trucks flipped off the highway. One looks like it had flipped off by the night before. They had to bring a crane out and upright it, and they had another truck parked next to it, and a guy with a track forklift. They were having to cross dock it so they could get it onto another trailer. Obviously that load was pretty important, but yeah, only saw the 2 flipped off the road today, which I was surprised about. And I was really surprised that they didn't completely shut down this road with these high winds. Yeah, it was gusts up to 75 miles an hour in places. Absolutely insane. But this is a pretty important load I'm on, and so I was going to keep chugging along. But if it got to the point where, like it was last night, where I had a couple of really scary experiences, now I was going to be getting off the road. This one's 26,000 pounds. A little heavier load would have been nice during all the wind, but a lighter load generally gets you better fuel economy, but when it's blowing straight at you most of the day at 50 miles an hour, well, funny thing, your fuel economy kind of goes into the toilet. What do you think? All right, so this load I'm on now, yeah, I had 2 pickups, one in Ponca City, Oklahoma, and one in Medill, Oklahoma. They were pretty far apart, but going all the way up to Lewiston, Idaho, we can deliver either tomorrow, Thursday, the 11th, or Friday the 12th. And I've been just slowed down a lot by the wind and everything. I haven't made that final decision yet, but we're just going to see how that goes. So that's what we're cruising along there. I do have the lignite coming up again next week, so I got to get something getting me back to Wyoming, and then I'm going to try to go to the North American trailer in Chippewa Falls. I got to call them tomorrow and get that set up so I can finally get my heater core done, because that needs to happen. So, all right, so yeah, let me show you the video I caught of the 2 flipped over trucks. All right, well, surprisingly enough, this is the first flipped over truck I've seen. I thought I'd be seeing more before now. We're west of Laramie. Now the clutch trucker zoom and slow-mo. All right, well, you can see a typical flipped over truck right there on the highway. And this one right here, you gotta look carefully now. We're gonna freeze it for you. You can see the truck on the left. It looks like it had been flipped over. Look at all the damage. And it was back up, and now they're reloading it onto the other trailer. All right, and after the 2 flipped over trucks, then we got another one coming up. This was just around Fort Bridger, Wyoming. It looked like a truck had scraped a car. Most likely, the truck was passing the car or something, or the car was passing the truck, and the wind pushed him around, and he ended up hitting the car. All right, look carefully. Right here, we're going to freeze on the car. Look at all that damage to the front left there. Okay, and we come up to the truck. I don't see any damage on the left side, which means the truck was probably in the left lane and blew over and scraped into the car. So pretty much all I can assume from that is the car was in the right lane, the truck was in the left lane, and the truck blew over and scraped the crap out of that car. What do you think? So, that's another reason to not be on the road. If you don't feel safe, if your load's too light and it's pushing you all over and you don't feel like you're going to be in control of the vehicle, you got to remember other vehicles are going to be around you trying to pass you, or you're passing them, and that can cause problems. And so I got to do a couple of shout outs here. I mentioned earlier that thatDOTcop. If you hadn't checked out his channel, I threw up a little picture there real quick, but really good channel, and he's got just a wealth of information for you guys. Yeah, love his content. And then Truggin Life. I just came across this guy. He sent me an email, said he featured me, one of my clips in one of his most recent videos.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video here at Truggin Life. It's just one of those things that when the weather is really bad out there, it's just worth it to just stop I don't like to expose myself for any other people when the weather is bad, because the load can wait, you know. And the one who said it the best is Clutch Trucker.
So appreciate the shout out there, Truggin Life. His name's Gabriel, and he's been a trucker for 19 years. He's been on the road longer than I have, and he's also an owner-operator. So I'm sure his channel will be a wealth of information for you, and for me as well, probably. I'm going to be checking him out on a regular basis. Truggin Life. All right, so here it is. Yeah, it's Saturday night, the 10th, S-A-T-U-R-D-A-Y, night.
S-A-T-U-R-D-A-Y, night. S-A-T-U-R-D-A-Y, night. S-A-T-U-R-D-A-Y, night.
Turn off the Bay City Rollers!
Turn off the Bay City Rollers. All right, yeah, okay. That's from one of my favorite movies, So I Married an Axe Murderer, anyway. Yeah, so I might possibly still be able to deliver tomorrow. We'll just see. Right as I was pulling in here tonight to the Traveler's Oasis in Eden, Idaho, I was kind of driving around the lot trying to find something that resembled grass of any kind for maple. And then my buddy Greg Hayes calls me up. And I said, hey, well, where are you at tonight? He says, well, I'm just sitting here in the lot watching you drive around looking for a place to park. So I got to talk to Greg Hayes. He's got a smaller trucking company in Idaho. And, you know, we've been talking about maybe me kind of working off and on with him a little bit. So, but great guy. He's been a big supporter of my channel for years. He shows up in the comments as With Both Feet. So if you ever see that name in a comment, that's my buddy Greg. All right, if you've been following me for a long time, you know I do not get political on this channel. All right, there's just too much to deal with on that. However, the number of foreign, undocumented, illegal CDL drivers in this country is out of control. And thank God I live in a state like Wyoming where they're doing something about it. I got to give props to Oklahoma, Arkansas, and others, but all of them need to be doing this. Check this out. This just happened. Laramie County Sheriff's Office, that's where I live, Cheyenne, Wyoming, and Laramie County, they're doing something.
Hey folks, this is Sheriff Kozak here with another video update. This video is called "The Truck is Illegal and So is the Driver." Allegedly. My attorney says I got to keep saying that word, allegedly. So this morning, our deputy stopped this truck for several violations. One was had bald tires, had 3 flat tires, it had a tail light that was out, and it appeared to be severely overweight. So he stopped the vehicle. The deputy got out of his patrol car and was approaching the driver when this truck began to roll backwards and hit the front of our patrol truck. So much damage that it's out of service now. We can't use the truck until it gets repaired. Why did that happen? Because allegedly, this truck had inoperable brakes, and so it rolled back into our patrol truck. The driver did not have a CDL, was not documented, and is now in the custody of Immigration and Customs, him and the passenger. We called High Patrol over to do an inspection on this truck. 23 out-of-service violations. And as I drive by this vehicle, those of you who are experienced truckers can probably pick out all the safety violations right here as I drive by. I mean, look at these hoses here at the cab. Look, you can just tell the truck looks to be overweight. So I'm in the impound lot now of the tow company. I just had a conversation with the owner of this company who says that, you know, the person who was driving was not authorized to be driving and should not have been driving the truck. And so we had a discussion about these out-of-service violations. But you know what, folks? This is causing a bad reputation to those truckers that are doing it right. Those hard-working truck drivers, properly licensed, following all the laws that they should be. Because let's face it, folks, if this truck was behind my family, stopped at a red light, boy, I tell you what, I'm concerned that we didn't have a more tragic situation. So I want to thank my deputies out there every day doing the right thing, trying to get these vehicles off the street. We're going to focus on unlicensed, undocumented, unsafe truckers and truck drivers and trucking companies until hopefully someday this situation turns around from where it is right now, because it's a sad situation. And I just feel sorry for those truck drivers that are trying to do it right and compete against companies like this. So thanks a lot, folks. We'll see you at the next video.
All right, so here we are. We've got about 429 miles to our delivery, possibly tomorrow, but if not, we can deliver Friday morning. That's what I really like about this current broker we're working with. They're all about us being safe, and that's kind of been the theme lately in these videos, like the one that Truggin Life mentioned about if you don't feel safe, get off the freaking road. I mean, it's not worth it. No freight is worth it. Freight can wait, as I said before. All right. Like I said earlier, there were a couple incidents in Nebraska that really scared me, but today I didn't have anything near that. Believe me, if I had, I wouldn't have kept going. I would have said, that's it! I'm calling it, I'm out of here. I'm not dying for freight. And I've got like barbed wire and some, agricultural pipe and bins and stuff. Now, yeah, you know what? That can wait. What do you think? Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, we might just make our delivery tomorrow. We're going to see. And if not, at least we have until Friday. The broker we're working with on this, really like these guys a lot so far. And they just want us to be safe. They get it, which so many of the brokers don't. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. All right, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like, comment, share, and thumbs up and all that jazz. Clutch Trucker on Instagram. Clutch Trucker on Twitter, X, whatever it is. Clutch Trucker 5 on TikTok. You're coming, Maple. Just hang on. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Sweet Maple. Out. Oh, the makeup? Yeah, well, I do it to blend in. Zombies don't mess with other zombies. All right, sweet girl, are you ready? Are you ready for a big treat? All right, here it is. Here it is. Look at her dancing on her hind legs. She's so cute when she does that. There it is. Oh, you almost had it. There's your smartphone. Oh, yeah, the peanut butter flavored ones. Oh, yes. You're loving it, baby. You're loving it. Let that tail go. All right, we'll check in with you here in a minute. All right, did you get it all? You got it? Is it all gone? Oh, yeah, check that floor. Make sure you got it. All right, I know. All right, oh, yeah, you got to bite your paw or whatever. All right, we need that happy girl at Maple. Maple, come on.